Yeah, let's go to Lita.
We should get right to Lita. Yeah, let
Yeah.
her leave her waiting. She has a gig tonight, I think.
All right.
So there she is.
Hi, you guys.
Hey.
How are you?
Hi. I'm good. I'm in a hotel room in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. We're playing the convention center up the street tomorrow. So tonight is a night off.
Is that really a place, Oshkosh? My mother, when she used to get mad to me, used to yell and wave her hand and say, "I'm going to send you right to Oshkosh." You're actually there.
Yes, I'm here. We're here for the cheese.
Yeah.
Of course.
Did your mom send you there, or did you go there willingly?
Who, me?
Yeah.
My mom? No. My mom would never. She would send me to Rome, probably. My mom.
That's much better than Oshkosh.
Yes. No.
So Lita, as you can see from the last time you did our TV show initially, we've changed a little bit. The budget's gotten a little smaller, if that was possible. Now we're just talking on our videos, but we're back together, just having some fun. And as I say all the time, you have huge significance to us because you were the first ever guest in the history of our old show, That Metal Show, and it's always a great answer to a trivia question. Do you have memories of that? I mean, I know that was a rough time for you because of what was going on in your family situation and everything. But above and beyond that, like, what were your memories of us three when you did the first ever episode with us?
The very first episode. Oh, God.
Do you remember?
I remember some of the episodes, and I remember one in particular where Leslie West was sitting right in front of me. And that one was amazing. And we had the Mississippi Queen guitar. And Leslie said to me, because I actually played, and I played through a DSL, but it was a tube head. It wasn't, it was like a digital version of the DSL 100 Marshall DSL. And he sat right in front of me, and I'm just thinking, holy Christ, it's Leslie West. He's sitting right in front of me, because I grew up on Mountain and loved his guitar playing so much. And he said, you almost made that thing sound like a real Marshall tube head. And I'm like, whoa, that's killer. And then there was another episode that we did with Ann and Nancy. And we all sat around and talked, and I think you had brought up some really touchy issues with parental alienation and having kids and stuff. And Anne and Nancy just went, oh, they knew exactly what you were talking about.
Well, it's because it's what you were dealing with at the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, not to bring that up, but I mean, just to be there with Ann and Nancy was great. And Doug Aldrich was on the show as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
He took a screwdriver and had carved, I believe it was Nancy's name in the back of his Les Paul with a screwdriver.
Wow.
Like, whoa,
I didn't know that.
Cool.
But Lita, you being on our first episode, we got picked up because that episode was so good, and they gave us they already gave us 2 seasons. Remember, they go, not only are you going to do one, you're going to do 2 seasons.
Yeah.
After that one episode, after the execs at VH1 saw it. So thank you.
No, because I remember that. Yeah.
Because nobody knew, like when I called you, I remember you were just starting to come off the island and just start to get back into music. And we wanted somebody that people hadn't seen a lot already on TV. So it was just perfect. But I mean, Lita did our pilot, the first ever episode. So nobody knew, including us, what it was going to be, what it was going to turn into. So, I mean, what is that, Jim? 15 years now, right?
That was 2008. Yeah.
15 years already.
I know it. Is just so badass, though, that I got to do your first pilot.
And you've been going ever since. And that really was a launching pad for you because you put out records and have been touring ever since, right?
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, we haven't stopped. No, I mean, rock and roll, it just keeps me going. It keeps me alive. Takes away all my pains, all my demons. It's like, just put it all into rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, we never thought, we had done 14 seasons, and now here we are on YouTube. So we're basically sleeping our way to the bottom at this point. But we are happy to have you back.
No.
And did you when you first jumped back in, Lita, back then, so around 2008-ish, and here we are in 2023, and you got a giant list of tour dates. Did you think, like, when you jump back in, you would still be in this much demand, maybe even more so than previously?
I was hoping. Yeah, I was hoping. We work really hard, all of us, me and the guys, and I have a great crew and a great team, and we just keep this freight train, pounding down the tracks, and it's moving. I mean, it's been really great. We just played Sturgis the other night, and just kind of bizarre, but we played with Limp Bizkit, which was just kind of a bizarre bill, but it was great. The guys were great. The audience was great. And of course, Sturgis, with all those badass motorcycles revving in between songs, it's just the coolest.
Yeah.
But, rock and roll keeps us young, and rock and roll keeps us alive and keeps us going. At least it does me.
Lita, what's the biggest challenge of touring for you at this point in your career? A lot of people say the travel, the planes, the bus, the van, whatever it is, getting to and from the gig. I mean, what's the part you like the least about being on the road?
I don't know. I mean, it's got a lot of ups and downs. Probably just eating a lot of junk food.
You have no choice, right? It's in front of you. You're like, God, I got to eat. I don't know when I'm going to eat next, and what's going to be open later. Yeah.
Well, what's on the rider, Lita? What's on the rider at backstage? The usual deli tray, some no brown M&Ms. What are we talking about?
We have the most stupidest rider because everything is green. We have all the different lettuce. We have arugula, spinach, all the different 50-50 blend, kale, and avocado.
That sounds like Bobby Rock. That sounds like Bobby Rock's plan right there.
It's a lot of it is Bobby, but a lot of it is me. And so I have this concoction that I make with fresh orange juice, and I put jalapenos in it to give it a kick, and some fresh ginger. And it's almost like an immunity booster kind of shot. It burns just like Jack Daniels, only it's not Jack Daniels.
Yeah. I'm sure that was in your rider in the 80s, all that stuff too, right?
Yeah.
All I needed was the Jack Daniels. I didn't need nothing.
Right.
Hey, you did a cool gig on 4th of July. So that down at Guantanamo Bay for the troops. How did that go down?
Yeah, that was amazing. It was just really an experience. A lot of people are asking me, Lita, why are you in Cuba on the 4th of July? And a lot of it you don't really realize until you actually go there and see that it is American territory. And the troops are all on a naval base, a 45 square mile naval base. And they're stuck there for a long time. Some of them are there for a long, long time. So it was really something to be able to be there for the 4th of July and perform for them.
Lita, have you, I know you've been talking about for a long time and working for a long time on new music. Is there any update on another record?
Well, yes. I mean, the problem is we've had so many things happen over the last few years. Our manager died, George Marshall died in 2021, which a year ago he died. It was 2022. And then my songwriting partner died. It's, and it's just been devastation. But we take all that pain and everything and we just put it right back into the album. And then we recorded the drum tracks in Minneapolis during Black Lives Matter and COVID. Everything was locked down and the place was boarded up and the guys had shotguns and Rottweilers. And then we went in and did drum tracks. And it was awesome. Good, it was just memories of just pure badassery. And so the record is almost done. A couple things I have to fix and change. And it looks like we might be signing with Frontiers. But they got to do me right. Or I put pen to paper. So, and they're pretty cool over there.
Definitely.
So we're talking March release.
So next year you think you'll get it out?
Yeah, 2024 March release.
And then, Lita, what do you do as far as if the album comes out in March 2024? About playing, how many songs would you play live? You think newer songs?
Well, what I would like to do is put together a theatrical show, sort of like a rock guitar opera kind of thing. I mean, it's been done before and different bands have done it before, but I think in this case it might be a little different, and just to bring the whole show not to life, just for audio, but for visual reasons also. So we're going to go into rehearsals mid-November and start putting that together for 2024, the Lita Ford rock opera. I'd love to have Hoey with me too, if we can get Gary Hoey on the tour.
Yeah, are you still collaborating with Gary?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that worked very well on Living Like a Runaway. That is such a powerhouse album. It might actually be my favorite Lita album of all time. So, this next one has a lot to live up to.
Yes, it does. Yeah. I agree. And so, I'm ready. I'm ready for it. We got a lot of amazing ideas, and until I actually put pen to paper, then I can tell you guys all about it.
Yeah.
Lita, before you came on, we were talking about other female artists that we love in various different bands. And it's amazing the amount of them now. For a long time, as when you started out in the 70s with the Runaways and everything, it was scarce. It was an anomaly. Now there's a woman in almost most bands, even if they're not the front person, the singer. So for you, that's got to be, I would think, really rewarding, because you are absolutely one of those people who blazed that path. And do you hear that a lot from people? I would think twofold, like fans, girls that are in the audience, younger girls that come up to you, and also people you meet on the road. I mean, I know you went out and did shows with Hailstorm, somebody like Lizzie. I mean, that's got to feel good to hear that from people, which I'm sure you do.
Yes, I do. And, I mean, it's the ultimate compliment, really, is to have, these wonderful female musicians following in your footsteps, including Lizzie and everybody. I'm just Lita, and I just do what I do. And I've always wanted to be different ever since the Runaways days. I never wanted to really be or copy anyone. That's why I play these guitars, because they're different. And at least they were, when I got them.
Yeah.
And so, I just want to be Lita, and it seems to be working.
Well, and there's always talk, about doing the Runaways again. No, any movement on that front at all?
I would love to do that, but it's really Joan Jett and her team, and they just don't want to do it.
I wonder why. Like, what would be the big, is that's not going to affect her solo career? She's still out there playing all the time, touring constantly.
It's just, I don't know, just dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Once. Let's do this, Leah. But, it's okay. So that's not what she wants to do. And that's okay. I know a lot of fans would love to have it, and I would love to give it to them. The Runaways I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even as a solo artist, you're very prolific about writing about love, whether it's love gone wrong or love gone right. Is Lita Ford still a hopeless romantic in 2023?
Maybe. I mean, I honestly, right before I got you guys online here, I had on a shirt that said love across the front of it. I looked at myself and I said, I'm not wearing this shirt. I mean, if it's screw love or something, then I would be like, yeah, I'll wear it. But
right, you gotta be tougher, especially three romantics like us, you have to be a little tougher. I understand.
But it's, I don't know. I mean, there's a happy side to love, and then there's a dark side to love. And it just seems like there's really no in between. And so, I don't know. I mean, my new record is not about the happy side.
That's always more. That's.
I mean, I'm a happy girl, so.
That's always more interesting anyway when it's not from the happy side.
Yeah.
You know, the lyrics and everything. Of course,
It makes for
absolutely.
good merchandise.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you like living in Arizona? You moved there a couple of years ago. How do you like being there?
Yeah, I love it. It's very, very different. And having lived on the Caribbean and the Caribbean islands, the Turks and Caicos Islands, with my ex, who I call Satan. You live on a deserted island with Satan for so many years, and you're okay if you never see the ocean again. But I do love the ocean. Arizona has a certain spirituality about it, especially where I live, and all the beautiful cactus, and we mountain bike and go up into the hills and sweat your ass off. It kind of prepares you for the summer shows.
Yeah, I'm in Vegas part-time. I'm in Vegas right now. So you're right there. And I love it here as well. It's awesome. And you get used to it and the different climate.
It prepares you for that shit. You get out there and you're like, oh, the heat index on the stage is 115. And, of course, Bobby Rock goes jogging and everybody else melts. So, it gets you going. It gets your heart rate up and gets you prepared for the summer heat.
Before we let you go, and maybe the other guys have something too before you go, we should mention your band because you have a fantastic band. You played with a bunch of different musicians who have been in and out of your band over the years. But I know Patrick's been there for a while. Bobby's been there for a really long time. Tell everybody when they come see you live who your band is for those that don't know.
Yeah. Patrick Kennison, who is the guitar player and singer, he does Ozzy's part and Close My Eyes Forever. And he's just the greatest human being. When everything's falling apart and everybody's in a bad mood and tired and cranky, Patrick will come into the room and just say something completely hysterical. And he's consistently hysterical. He's just got the greatest voice, greatest personality. And then Bobby Rock, of course, he's just a monster drummer, and he keeps us all on our toes with the jogging and the vegan
and plus you got security built in with that.
And nobody's messing with Bobby.
It's true. No. No.
Even though he's like the nicest guy on top of it all.
Yes.
So
yeah, he really is. And then of course Martin Anderson, who is our bass player now for 1 year. Martin is Swedish, and he's just the most amazing person. All of my band and crew are the most amazing people, and just so wonderful to be around. And we're happy on stage. We like each other, and it shows, and the fans know it, and it reflects to the audience and the crowd.
Is it a prerequisite that to play bass in the Lita Ford band, your name has to be Marty? Because I saw Marty O'Brien the other day, your former bass player, play with Daughtry. I just realized that. You always another Martin in the band.
Yeah, I know. It really messed me up at first. and it's Martin A and Martin O.
Marty O, yeah.
Marty O. And so when Martin Anderson came in and I was introducing him on stage, and I would do this great big, Martin, Anderson. And he would look at me like, no, don't say it, Lita. I know what you're going to say. Don't say it. And so it messed me up for a few shows.
Yeah. Well, we know you have a show tonight. Before we let you go, is there anything you want to plug or mention? We put the dates up. Anything else you want people to know?
I just really am really happy to be on the show. And I'm really happy to see you guys and all the fans that are listening in tonight. We love you and we'll see you soon. We do have new music coming, and just come and see us play and rock hard and give up this show for everybody. We're so happy for you guys.
Thank you. Hey, Lita, real quick, Art sent a message in. Lita, can you do a U.S. tour with Doro and Lee Aaron?
People just making up tours.
I know.
Yeah.
I would love to tour with Doro. To me, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. She's been at it for a long time too. Yeah. She's celebrating 40 plus years.
I'll be with you on a special day, Lita. I'll be hosting your birthday party show in September up in upstate New York, Horseheads, New York. Your 45th birthday.
Right. Well, that's not supposed to be announced as a birthday, but I think the promoter wanted to do that. But I'm so happy. That's awesome. We'll get to hang. We'll have cake.
Speaking of birthdays, Lita, my birthday was yesterday, and I bring this up because I turned 59. Do you remember where I was when I turned 50?
Yeah.
With you.
You were backstage with us.
We were in Montana at that Rock in the Rivers, and you brought me out, and Marty O'Brien set up that camera in the video, and you brought me out on stage and gave me a cake. That was my 50th birthday 9 years ago yesterday.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome. Well, happy birthday, Eddie.
Yeah, it's just amazing how time is flying by, though, right? It's crazy. It's hard to believe, but
we want to include Lita in our this versus that.
Yeah, real quick, we could do that.
Yeah,
we always do. Yeah, we always do a thing. It's called this versus that. So we wanted to include you on this. I think you'd have a good take on this. This week's this versus that is going to be Ann Wilson versus Pat Benatar. Who would you pick?
Who's your favorite of the two?
So we'll let Lita go. We'll let Lita wrap it up. So the three of us will go, and then Lita, you set us straight.
All right, so I'm going to go with Ann Wilson. Ann was my number one pick in the top six. So Pat was third. It's tough, but I got to give the edge to Ann Wilson.
Oh,
Don?
Don't even ask me, because I love both of them, and they are.
We all do. That's the whole point. But if you just had one, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Ann, when I hear Ann sing at these live performances, the hair on my arms stands up, and I get tears in my eyes. But honestly, I love the edge that Pat Benatar brought to the music industry with her, put another notch in my lipstick case. Yeah. It was just like, whoa, who is that girl? And, and so, I have to go with Pat Benatar.
Okay.
Don?
My first instinct was Pat Benatar, but then, what happened was, Lita, my first erotic dream was Pat Benatar when I was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
And so my mind's still a little cloudy with that. So I didn't want to.
You were 12?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
And I was having sex with her, and she was saying, "Hit me with your best shot."
Oh.
And I don't even. You don't need to know the rest, but.
It's so offensive that you're talking like this to Lita, because shouldn't Lita have been in that situation in your dream? It's disrespectful, Don.
I don't do 12-year-olds. Sorry.
I'm going to talk to her about that in private in September, but
I'm sorry for my friends.
That happened when Don was in his 20s with Lita.
Nothing's changed, Lita. 15 years, nothing's changed.
No.
That's hysterical. Oh my God.
What's your pick, Don?
Pat's phenomenal. I will say it does bum me out that she decided not to sing "Hit Me with Your Best Shot" live anymore. I think you got to.
That's ridiculous.
You got to give the fans what they want. So you go woke, you go broke. In my book, I'm going with Ann Wilson all the way.
Yeah.
I am going with, by the slightest of margins, Pat Benatar. I just love what she does. I love her everything from the minute I heard Heartbreaker, which was so kick-ass. And again, the song Precious Time, Hell is for Children, the vocal and the edgy, hard guitar. Of course, Heart had all of that too. With Heart, it's that blend of Ann and Nancy, which is so good. But Pat is like a singular voice powerhouse. So I give the edge to Pat.
Yes.
All right.
And I gave the right answer.
Well, thank you, Lita, for joining us. We really appreciate it. We'll see you on a tour.
You guys.
Yeah.
Great to see you, Lita. Thank you for doing this. Have a good show tonight in Oshkosh.
I'll see you soon, you guys.
All right.
I'm going to eat some cheese for you here in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
exactly.
I got a friend driving 5 hours to see you up there. So
have a good show.
Yep.
And Bobby Rock isn't eating any cheese, though. Bobby's finding the vegan cheese.
No. We closed down the Browns County Arena a couple years ago, and they gave us pounds of these great big cheese wheels in our dressing room, all Lita Ford cheese. smoked cheese, cheddar cheese. So I took it all home and had cheese for the,
Yeah.
year.
He would have made a barbell out of it.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, you guys.
All right. Thanks, Lita.
Be safe. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
See ya.
And
How
so
great
cool
is
that
she?
she
She's amazing.
decorated her hotel room.
I know. I
That's
thought
so
she was
cool.
like at home in her studio, her own
Yeah.
studio or something. Hey, thanks for watching that clip. If you liked it, here are a few more you might like. And if you want to support the show, consider hitting the join button and becoming a channel member to unlock exclusive bonus content.